this isn't going to be a long process. We're going to make it short and sweet, but we're here to talk about ideas and everything on how we want to get this budget going. We got to get it all. We got to get something together and approved by next week. That way, on the 26th of the council meeting, we can have it presented there and approved.
Excuse me, there is a message for you.
I know Tex is out and Chris is on a trip. Melissa,
Here.
Teresa,
Here.
and Bobby.
Here.
Alright, so main thing is I want to make it to where when somebody has questions where the money's going, I mean it's pretty obvious that a toddler can figure it out.
Exactly.
So that's the thing that obviously that's going on now, transparency. I don't want to be transparent with anybody that has any type of question that any of us can answer. So biggest thing is I have requested from the bank on the amount of money that came in to a T last year. They haven't got back with me, but the last thing that I was told was $57,000.
I think that's about right if I remember
Yeah, it's
correctly.
pretty close to it.
So that is kind of how, until I get the hard numbers now by Monday. So we're going to go off of that. And by all means, throw y'all's opinion. So we're going to have training. There'll be hotels.
There'll be hotels, yes, sir.
Meal expense.
You paying them,
Per diem.
or are you paying them, well, they're paying for the rooms in the hotels, they don't get per diem, but are you paying their fuel, their mileage, or are they taking, city vehicles? Cause
We-
they can't use a city credit card to put fuel in their own vehicles, they either have to turn in for mileage, or they'll have to take a city vehicle, and what
What
is
is
your choice?
going to be your opinion on it?
My opinion is, if they take their own vehicle, you're probably gonna be paying more on their mileage and stuff than you would paying just for the gas in the city vehicle.
It's 70 cents per mile if you pay them mileage.
So, you're probably gonna pay more if they take a personal vehicle, just to be being straight honest.
Okay, so we'll do the city vehicle on that. What else is it? We're gonna have to get, and which I mean we're gonna have to guess on this, but ammunition. What else? I know we're gonna have to talk about it the next meeting, but, cause we're gonna have to get it approved, but, making the lease payment on
That definitely needs to be on there.
on the Chargers.
Because the way it's looking now, we're not gonna have the money to make those lease payments unless we do it.
Was the city not making that lease payment?
They were,
They
but, with everything that's now been brought to light, the city's gonna need a little help. And, I'm not saying we need to do this every time, because, the next payment is April, well, October of this year, and then April of next year, right?
It should be 6 months, every 6 months.
Okay, so, I'm saying we cover this one, but, we can figure that out down the road. What else? Can you think of off the top of your head? I mean, we're gonna have your maintenance on the vehicles.
One thing, you're gonna have, officer equipment like body cam and stuff like that.
system updates, all that stuff.
I know the body cam's on the lease program automatically, so.
Is it?
I'm pretty sure it is, by just talking to previous people. I think we pay $20 a month per body cam on lease with the body cams, I believe, right now. Which is gonna save us more, if it didn't get damaged, they would furnish it and replace it, you know.
And then bulletproof vests, cause y'all are gonna have to be sized for all of that.
So,
Where the vest left,
He hadn't gotten in there to see. Nobody knows.
It's
yeah,
like-
there needs to be a check on the weapons that were purchased by the Crime Control Board, their vest, everything.
But aren't they fit to you individually?
so they're by sizes. The ones he got were Safe Flight Defense, they're large, extra large, you know, medium. So, not really fit to the body itself, they're just regular, just generic sizes.
Yeah, cause these are supposed to be rifle, protected from rifle shots, what we were told.
I don't,
So vests do or do not need to be on the list, you think?
well, if you have any new officers that do not get hired or get hired and they don't have anything to fit them, plus they gotta be within that 5-year expiration, you cannot have expired vests TICO passed, you know, recently. So,
So that needs to be on there.
Yeah.
I don't know what the current policies are with the crime board or with the former police department, but when I was here with Chief Short's department, when the crime board bought us a vest, if we worked there for over a year, the vest became ours. So they weren't left in the department. That was what the crime board, that was their deal back then with Donna Roselle. So I don't know if that's the same or not. So there is a chance that those vests may not be there.
I don't think we had that deal with them, did we?
No, we did
No,
not.
those vests should be there.
Okay.
Those, anything that it's been, paid for by the Crime Control Board is police departments.
And then uniforms in general.
When you said need a little help, are we talking about getting into savings to cover these things?
There's not
No,
any
we
savings.
don't have a savings.
There's not a savings, but
We
that,
have a bank account from the 0.5% sales tax.
that is something I'm gonna look at and is starting literally a crime control board savings account. And whether it's $200 to $500, but have it automatically transferred to that account out of sight, out of mind. You don't see it, you don't touch it.
That's right.
And so in case of emergency, boom, there it is. We can get some of it.
How many uniforms do you think officers would need per year?
So standard, I give them 3 pair of pants, 3 short sleeve, 3 long sleeves, because you know, you can defer on long sleeves, but, you know, you need one good quarter tire for sure, you know, pants and shirt.
What
3 short
about-
sleeve, 3 long sleeve, you know, even if you do 2 longs, you know. So
I
roughly
think
5
what we
shirts
did
and
before
pants.
was three of each.
Three
That's
of
typical
each.
what you do, 3
We
each.
paid for winter jackets, and we paid for safety jackets that have the reflection on it at night. Those should have been left there.
They should all be there, but once I can give you a full inventory of what's there. So.
Yeah, he just can't get in there yet.
Right.
But we need a budget.
Yes.
I'd rather have it budgeted where we have
Exactly.
allotted funds and not need it than say, oops, we need it and not have it.
Right. Definitely.
You're a canine officer, right? And you have a dog. Are there any other officers that'll be coming with you that are canine officers?
No.
Okay, so we do need a line item for a canine officer because there's
We have to,
vet bills and does your dog have a vest and all that stuff that it needs already?
We have an old vest, but I mean, she can wear it until I can get that taken care of through a donation later in life.
Okay,
That will be free if I can get that, so y'all won't have to worry about that.
okay. But still, there's gonna be vet bills and stuff like that that's
There'll
gonna
be
have to
yearly,
be covered, so.
in case of medical, in case she gets hurt or something like that, but yearly, vet bill for sure.
Is there any gear for the dog that you would need throughout the year? Leashes, anything like
I
that?
got all that covered already.
Okay, all right.
Everything's purchased to me already.
food, everything.
Okay. Well, the
I
animal
think we'll
friends,
have to budget the food, right?
If y'all do, that'd be great, if not, I'll take care of it.
Well, I think others.
Let's see if we can.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I want to put that in there. He don't need to be paying out of his own pocket.
No.
for that.
an estimate of how much you spend a month for the dog food that you use?
Yes.
You don't have to tell us right now.
Katie's got it.
If you got it, go ahead.
I know that it's not good to change dog food on dogs, it messes with their digestive system. And I'm sure with a canine, you have to really feed them really good quality dog food.
So, I mean, I hate the cheap one, but it ain't the high expensive one, it's in between, so it's a medium type, but, roughly around probably $550–600 in dog food a year,
For a year?
per year.
5 to 600?
500–600 for a total per year. 'Cause dog food's
I
about
spend more
$6.
than that.
Do what?
I'd spend more than that on
I
my
do
dogs.
too.
$6 a bag, where I get it from, of course, it's tax-free, so you don't have to pay any taxes. I usually get by a month and a half on dog food, so if I roughly do that, 500–600 about a month, obviously, about a year.
You need to tell me where you get your dog food. Dog food is high nowadays.
Everything's high.
That's what I kind of put in our share, I know the sheriff's department got that budget, so I was thinking about how much it is.
Yeah, we'll make that happen. As far as trainings, we are gonna stay in state, right? We're not going 3 or 4 states away, are we?
Yes, we're gonna stay.
Chief training school starts in November, correct?
November 3rd, Chiefs Training School, which I have, looked at. The hotel is already paid for the chief. The only thing we have to pay for is the meals and the parking, or anything else you wanna do as far as, but the actual hotel's already paid for, the school's already paid for, by the state.
Oh, wow.
And
Unless you
We will be
cancel,
the
you
next
just pay for the
one.
whole thing.
if we don't get him in November, even though he's not started here, we could get him in chief school. What's next
Next chief school is in March of next year.
March of next year?
Well, he needs to be in the company.
And he's got 2 years to get his
Where's the juice?
special.
Chief school is in Huntsville. That's where all chief school for new development chief series is.
How long does it last?
It's a week-long course, it's 40 hours,
5 or 7?
5 days, Monday through Friday. November 3rd to the 7th is what the dates are posted on Chiefs.
3rd through the 7th.
Dakota, do we have any idea, and Tim too, any idea about, would he be able to make that November 1st school? Or are we gonna push it?
No, I mean, I think if we can get it, let's go ahead and do it. There ain't no
I do
point
too,
in waiting.
I do too, I just,
I mean, you're
can
not
we-
against that, are you?
we just,
We spoke about that yesterday, and I said, I'm glad you brought it to the attention, that it needs to be.
If we can get in there sooner, the better, because like I said, it's gonna teach me everything as far as, my roles, and, that's what's for new chiefs, so, if we can, if not, then, I can get by with, outside resources helping me out until we get there, but.
I think we just do it
I don't like for you to go ahead and
now.
go, I'm just worried about, getting you hired, yes, you're hired and,
Background
and
checks.
all that done, you were the ones talking about the background checks the other night. Do you know if that's been started or not, or do you know?
It started.
Okay, and,
I think they're up there. Don't quote me on it, I'm not 100% positive, but I think they're waiting on a couple more things and they'll be done, so I mean.
so it should be
probably-
pretty quick then.
Probably.
And we're in
Probably within a
September,
week,
Yeah.
so, hopefully we'll know something pretty quick.
Okay.
I'd like to know it by the end of September, that way you got a month.
And I guess, as far as the rest of this, we just gotta see what we got in there, really. We ain't really gonna know what we need till we get in there.
You're right.
I wanna
Because-
ask Bobby a quick question. Does being the secretary for this, cause the meetings will be, before city council meetings, does this put an undue burden on you right now?
No.
Okay.
I mean, right now, y'all are pulling meetings just
But I
here
mean,
and there, but once they're regular,
Yeah.
no, I mean, it's just gonna be the same nights, it's not gonna be a big
Right.
deal.
Right, so it's not gonna be an undue burden for you to do this?
No.
Okay, good. Someone had put that little tidbit in my ear and I thought, well, I don't wanna,
I would like to think by October, all this will be straightened out and
yeah,
we'll be able to have except days
And regular meetings.
and get back on
And
track.
another
and-
thing we're gonna need to look at on our budget is community projects.
Yes.
Those need to be added on your budget.
Um,
And I think, and you might ask Mr. Hamilton for sure, but I think in one of those emails he sent, you have to have specified like a neighborhood watch program, or, you know, certain things that you have to be.
Things set aside
Listed
for
on
the
there, I
PD.
think.
I mean,
But just double check with him about
he
that.
says that it covers a broad,
Yeah, he talked about the one they
Section.
turned in last year. It was really broad, cause they just said community projects.
yeah. He
It
says
didn't
it
say
can be
what
there
they
because
were.
it's not specific, well, it needs to be specific.
I know we need to, it was brought to me something about the crime board had it already approved, getting benches set out there for people.
I think,
We need to check in on that, because if that's already,
I know the playground, the swings now were put in place.
No, the benches, those benches.
Yeah,
around.
they're supposed to be already paid for.
Larry said that, and I think it was John Hudgens, had the material and he was gonna build them. Is that what,
I don't think he's gonna do it
I
now.
don't think he's either, but if he's got the material, he needs to turn it over to
If it's
the
been
crime
paid
board.
for and they paid for it, it needs to be turned over.
I don't see anything in the minutes where they paid for it. There's nothing in the minutes that tell you that. Where they approved doing it is talked about, and Larry had talked about people donating money toward it.
Yeah, if I remember, I think he was donating the materials, and I think when all that happened, he was like,
But it's in those minutes that I
We need
gave
to
you.
check that for sure.
When you get a chance to read through them.
Cause that's important to have those benches put up. I mean, I don't mind, donate my time to make them.
I will go ahead and say it, make it clear, we're not budgeting Netflix, so.
No, we're
No.
not.
No.
What the?
They're gone.
Huh?
That's like they're gone.
There are some office, well, my question is, office supplies, because normally, when I was the secretary, I used my own computer and I used my own paper and printer and stuff, but they bought a laptop, you know. They were gonna buy a printer, but they decided not to, because somebody was just gonna use their own. Do we need to factor that into our budget?
Probably, 'cause, and I mean, again, we're not gonna know until we get over
He's
that.
turned over to Mr. Hamilton.
Okay, thank you.
But it is crazy with that being brought up, because I talked to a guy today who actually called me and said, hey, if y'all need any office supplies, printers, anything like that, get a hold of me. He's actually a local. So, I mean, that's my big thing, that if we can use locals, I wanna use locals.
Mhm.
So,
You know, I know that with Bobby being the
Taxes,
secretary,
they-
there's gonna be a lot of stuff that's used from the city. We need to, I'm afraid we might get in trouble if we continue to use city stuff. You see what I'm saying? Cause normally the crime board, before the crime board, when it's run by citizens, they wouldn't come up here and print off stuff or run copies or anything, it was kept separate. So I think we still need to do that.
Are we still paying, for the copy machine at the police department, or is it paid off? I thought it was on a lease that, well, that's when Donna was there when they got it.
It was a lease when I was there. I don't know if it's the same anymore.
I know they had a lot of problems with it.
I know it's still on a lease, and the reason I know that is because I called for supplies for this one, and they said, you have two of them, and I said, no, we do not have two of them. They says, well, it shows you have one at City Hall and one at the police department. I said, well, maybe we do have one at the police department.
So I wonder
What are we
if,
paying for that, you know?
No, I have to look at the name of it.
I bet you, cause there's not anything that I could find in these bank statements where they were paying the lease, which I can't read half of it, you know. So that,
what do you
we
wanna know?
need to make sure if the city is paying the lease on that one at the, well, they would be, they could be making, never mind, I just made sense of it.
If it's gonna come down to, we need to see receipts in the first place. to
I
really
agree
know.
with
everything.
100%.
Well, our procedure was, we got a receipt, you took it too short, initially.
Right, so,
We took it to,
I would want and this is how I'm gonna request that stuff, that we are going to have binders, whatever, I mean, cause I know you can, that I've used for my business, that open up and there's 12 of them, January through December. January stuff in January, February, and, me personally, I would like to have also put in a separate filing cabinet rather than
Got
up
that.
here. So you've always got
Two copies.
two copies.
Okay.
If you lose one, well, here's the backup.
So I can tell you how Chief Short did it on back with the Crime Patrol Board. He had a debit card with a $300 limit. He did not use that debit card for anything until he brought whatever it needed to be at the crime board meeting. Then it got approved, then he would do it. He'd print off a receipt, he'd make a copy, he'd have one for his records, he'd have one for the Crime Patrol Board's records. He would take said receipt, he had a spreadsheet on his computer, he would write in there, like, let's say it was for pants, he'd say, uniform pants, officer, Martin, this much price, date, and when it was bought. He would then have that spreadsheet, he would then take his receipt, put it in a folder for the year, and that way, if anybody needed it, he could pull out the folder, show the receipt, show on the spreadsheet, and the crime board had one as well.
We hadn't gotten that
That-
for the last several years.
That's how Chief Short did it, so.
And you get that bank statement, you can't, all it
You don't
says
know
is
what-
debit to Amazon or debit to, and you can't tell what it's
Come in and
to.
ask for it, and I said, I want a write-up, boy, I got you.
And I will say Chief Short was very frugal with his spending with the Crime Patrol Board, because there was times where we would spend our own money buying stuff. Like I bought antennas for our handhelds out of my own money one year because I could get it faster off of Amazon, and we were glad doing it, but that's just the kind of department we were, so.
Well, my thing is, because going through the bank statement, there is a lot of Amazon.
Sure is.
Yes.
I wanna say, I don't know exact, but north of 30,000.
$30,000 in Amazon?
To Amazon
Pretty close to
instead.
it.
And we have no receipts to tell you what it's for.
And that's where,
Wouldn't give you an explanation when you come in and ask for it either. I wanted a printout, wouldn't get a printout.
Once you get access to the Amazon account, you go see every expenditure
It
on
should
there.
be good.
we don't even know right now whose Amazon account, who it was through, or anything.
You should be able to contact Amazon, and if you have, like, if the Rangers are looking at this, I would think they could subpoena those records.
That's a time consuming
It
thing,
sure is.
so.
Well,
But
depending
anyway,
on how
on
much
the
money
budget,
is
we need
missing.
a-
I agree.
We need an office supply
Right.
line item.
Yeah, and if we're gonna order off Amazon, I would like to keep it, I don't know if the city has an Amazon account, but keep one. If somebody, random Joe wants to come in here, we can take them to it, alright, this is what's been ordered. I mean,
And as far as debit cards,
I'm only
you
doing,
should only have one and one for whoever's using it, their name needs to be on it.
I'm gonna be honest, because there was 2, 4, 6,
Six.
7
Seven.
debit
Seven.
cards for the last crime board. As of right now, until we get situated, I'm only doing one.
I
And,
agree.
that, we'll talk about it, but that card will be locked up here at City Hall. There will be somewhere where obviously a camera can see it, and so nobody can blame nobody for nothing.
Right.
Could I make a suggestion on that?
Yeah.
Get two and lock them up here, and let me explain why. Because, let's say he's gotta go to chief school or any other kind of training, and he has to get a hotel. You pay for that hotel with the debit card or credit card from the Crime Patrol Board. When he goes and checks into that hotel, he's gonna have to have that card with him. So, I think
Well,
we
isn't
get,
the city supposed to be, aren't they taking care of all that now?
well, I'm just saying training in general.
Mhm.
So, that way if you have two, he can take that one with him that you pay for it with, present it to him, because he's gonna have to have it there at the check-in.
Yeah, cause I know the way that was being done, Tisha was taking it, and secretaries before, they were using our debit card, and then they were supposed to write a check and put it back into our account.
That's just my
Now,
suggestion.
the city has control of the police department.
If we do that, we're just gonna have to set a limit on it, cause,
Well,
I don't wanna be going out here buying and ordering room service and
Oh,
stuff
agreed.
like that, so I wanna put a limit on it.
Dakota, there's another thing that has to be done each year, and that's an annual audit.
That is gonna be on our next, regular meeting,
Yeah. That needs to be added to your budget though.
Right.
yes.
And I have have no idea what an audit would cost.
It's gonna be a lot.
$25,000 to $45,000. Yes.
It's my understanding Donald was, crime control president. The audit was done when the cities was done, so there wasn't that impression. It's supposed to be less if you have, it's not over $100,000. That's the way they explained it to me. I said, well, we don't have $100,000. We spend $20,000 to $30,000, we're bankrupt.
It might be a lot less than, but.
I don't count because what I was
But I
told
would
the last,
budget more than not
the
enough.
last audit was in 2012.
For the city or for the crime board?
I was told for the crime board. That's just hearsay right now. I'm trying to get verification on that.
Can you say that again?
I gotta get verification on it, but it was brought to me that the last audit for crime board was 2012.
And you said that if we spent $25,000, it would be bankrupt?
No, we get a certain amount on projects that half percent sales tax. If you spend $30,000, you only got $40,000 in the bank. What are you gonna spend on your projects? That's a big chunk of money to have an audit done. But it's gotta
I
be
mean,
done
it's gotta be
because
done
it's
regardless.
Oh, no, I agree with that. I'm just saying, I guess what I'm
No,
getting
it won't
to,
be, I don't mean bankrupt, I mean, there's not gonna be anything in the account. If you pay $30,000 for an audit.
and this is the
But the
crime
way I
board
was-
account?
But
Okay.
the way I was, how they explained it to me, if you have over $100,000 in assets in your bank account, and that's how Donna explained it. And how everything's been ran is how she ran it,
Right.
so. Of course, Donna's not with us anymore.
No.
But
Is there anything else that we need to get on the line item for the budget?
and some of these we'll be able to put together. But I do want to have it where we can break it all down
Right,
for a
right,
separate copy.
exactly.
So,
Just out of curiosity, y'all have a line item right now for expenses for maybe doing fundraisers in the future?
Well, see, the budget's due the 1st of October, so that's why we're working on this. The past budget was just real vague. It said community projects, and then one was just projects. One was training, you know, it
there
didn't
was
specify what.
information.
It wasn't broke down
Not
at
very,
all.
not very
Just-
transparent.
No, no.
But yeah, we'll still do some type of fundraiser in May, but the biggest thing is working with the fire department, make sure we're not running into it, so they can make their money, we can make our money,
Exactly.
because we're gonna do it on 2 separate days, and honestly, when they do theirs, maybe 2 weeks later do ours. But that way, we're not taking money from each other, we're both making money.
Right.
Have you been bonded for,
That is gonna be on the next,
next meeting?
The minutes were bonded through the seat, not the individual. The seat is
Right.
bonded through October.
okay, we'll have that on
The 26th.
yeah, because we gotta do that, and we gotta get, an audit going.
Well, we're not gonna lay that on Bobby, are we?
No.
She's got so much on her plate right now.
The total income from, October 24th through July October of 2024 through July of 2025 was $58,479.29. That's the tax plus any kind of donations or fundraisers that they had.
Okay. And honestly, if we gotta do a couple for next year, we'll do a couple, I mean,
Also, crime control board, when I was on there, fundraisers, we bought a crawfish
Yeah.
boiler, and it should be in that police department.
That, we're not doing crawfish bowl.
No, please.
Can I say something real
We
quick?
need to sell it.
Can you use that crawfish boil to fry fish?
Yes, ma'am, I'm making you good. I love being.
Bringing this back up again, I do not have a problem getting the market going back up. I have somebody else that can run it. Dawn will not be in any way involved in any city activities. The way we did it before, we were able to donate over $200 a month to three different months to charity because we were charging people $10 a table to sell their stuff in our little deal at the community center. Now, we can put up a sign for those that are cottage vendors that the city is in no way responsible or liable for any, basically it's on the person's label. They have to follow the Texas cottage food laws. We can put the sign up where the city, the way that they do it in Red River County for their market. The people sign a thing that you're responsible for your own stuff. What we can do, because of the crisis that this town is in, is there's 12 months in a year. I will make a commitment right now that if we're allowed to do this and get Bogata Trade Days going again, then we have these sales, all the table fees. 1 month can go to the crime board, 1 month can go to the fire department. That's a proposal. Y'all shoot it around if y'all want to. I physically am not able to be there every time, but I can get somebody to run it. I'll be there to help as much as possible. But like I said, people need to make money in this town. We're hurting too. And if they can go up there and get a table for $10, they were happy to do that, knowing that it went to help our community. So, just throwing that out there.
Honestly, the best thing I can say is put it on the agenda.
That's what I'm saying. But what I've gotten though is every time I bring it up at city council, well, it's not on the agenda, but it would never get put on the agenda. So if somebody on city council will put it on the agenda, I will be happy to discuss it at the October meeting. Or the next one after that, if the October is going to be obviously a really busy meeting. If we want to do it in November, ideally, I would like to kick off with like a fall festival because everybody's going to be selling Christmas stuff and everything. We could do that in November. We could kick off the Bogata Trade Days, and then we could have someone, it needs to be, honestly, someone like Kaylee or someone else that wants to do the park, as we talked about making Bogata a place where families can have things to do. We could be down at the community center selling crafts, cupcakes, whatever. The people have to be licensed through the state, so they'll have their cottage vendor certificate. We have them sign a form that they are responsible for their own product, and they can be vetted by the city if the city doesn't, for whatever reason, doesn't approve that vendor or whatever, they can. And it would be a source of revenue because people are looking for an indoor place. That's why they can't run a year-round farmer's market, is because it's so hot in Texas. Icing melts. You can't do a lot of this stuff outside. I already had a vendor lined up to sell produce when everything blew up. We could have produce out front, set it up in front of the community center, and we can get signage. I've got a plan, but I'm just saying if somebody will get it on the agenda in November, it is a source of revenue for the city.
Honestly, and I'm not meaning to be rude, but that's going to need to be something that's going to have to be talked about at the regular meeting. I
agree.
Here and just she can come up here and request it, it's on there. So, just come up here or after this, go
said, I've requested it at just about every city council meeting for the last 2 years.
Did you put it in writing and send it to the city hall to make
Nobody,
sure?
nobody ever asked me to. They always said they'd put it on the agenda.
It's best if you put it in writing and then submit it, and then that way there's a record saying, hey, you know, it's not just you've been telling people, you've actually got it in writing and turned it in.
I'll
So
have it emailed to you by Monday.
Okay.
Anyways, what else?
I can't think of anything else. I made some notes, looking back at what they did last year, made some notes of what where I knew money was spent, and
Any software or anything?
I didn't, you know,
What are we currently paying for on software now to the crime control board versus city?
I see, we don't know, cause we don't know where it's going, I mean, cause we haven't gotten, well, we've gotten receipts, but we haven't, those were receipts, right? The receipt, were they receipts, do you know that for sure or no? The crime board?
the few receipts that we've got are in this drawer. But as far as I know, that's all the receipts there are.
Okay, so we ain't got much, so we're trying to play, guess what, we bought, I mean, we don't know.
Knowing where it's coming out of, who's paying what, internet, phones, printers, whatever all we have to purchase, just throwing stuff out there. Reporting system, who's all paying that, is that coming out of our budget or the city budget?
I'll have to look and see, I mean, cause I don't know 100%.
Cause if we all have to take care of that, then that's the way I think that's for us.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, it'd be the city budget, wouldn't it? Because wasn't it last year that the crime control board voted to not pay the expenses for the police department anymore?
Well, we still help with some, but
We still have some
Right.
till the other group took over, and most of it's going to the police department.
Right.
Yeah, because it was brought to our attention that Teresa and I had to step down because the way it's been ran all this time was illegal. So I came into the office and I told Larry, I said, we need to call this emergency meeting with the crime control board. We set the meeting up, we had the meeting to discuss because we had almost 58,000 in our account, and it was almost down to 12,000. I said, we cannot continue to do this.
Right.
They're gonna bankrupt this crime control board. And Miranda made a statement in this office one day that she wanted this crime control board to defund it. So I went to the chief, and I said, what is your feelings on this? No, we need to leave it just like it is. 2 weeks later, he wanted it defunded. So we had a meeting and we made the vote to stop paying for that police department. Buying all the cars, paying all the bills. It was time the city take it on. I came in there and told the mayor, and he said, you can't do that. I said, I'm not going to jail for you, and neither any of our board members. You saying this is against the law and you're telling us to wait. Cause she'll sit at the desk, and he told me, he said, you can't do that. I said, I'm doing it. I said, cause I'm not signing another check to the police department. I said, it's the city's responsibility. He told Tish, said, do you not understand what you just told her is illegal, and you're telling her to do something illegal? And I told him, I said, I'm not doing it.
do you know what All-Tex Computer out of Carrollton, Texas is? There, in August of 2023, there is a $1,179.95 charge, debit card to All-Tex Computers. Would that be something that we're talking about, computer software?
It's a computer store.
So maybe they bought a computer or something there.
Is
Yeah,
that where Miranda bought a computer for the crime control board?
I don't know.
but
The
yeah,
laptop? Cause see, we bought a laptop years ago, and it crashed, everything was wiped off the account, and the past member that was on there. And I told him, I said, I don't have Office Word, I don't have nothing on this computer, it's wiped clean. So they told us it'd be better to just get a new computer than to use that one, because it's more
Here's
costly.
another charge, and this one comes out each month. Adobe is PayPal, Adobe,
Yeah,
it was
it's just-
$22.72, and that's every single month.
That's gonna be
Hopefully they help with
PDFs.
That's what?
That's gonna be a PDF
PDFs.
thing.
Yeah, that's to be able to view PDFs.
Okay. I was just looking for something that was a routine every month.
Yeah, that's gonna be,
What's
that's gonna be
wrong?
a software.
What does that say, Roku?
That's a
Hey,
TV.
yeah, it sure is, that's
Where?
a, right there, it says Roku.
Oh, yeah, we're,
How much is that?
$6.39, it was a
I'll
charge
pay
on
to
your
my
card.
card.
Yeah, that's gonna end up being some kind of TV subscription out there.
Well, I hope they had fun watching it.
I was just trying to see if there's any kind of a, you know,
Other
something
than
that's
that, I mean, what else? I mean, because if this is it, then we can start getting something on this. I mean,
Because-
obviously, once you get in and are able to go through, we can go make changes and amend this, amend that. But,
I think I'll get all the highlights as far as, you know, budgeting on line items and stuff right now, better than it did than last year. But, once we get there, I can tell you exactly what we got, what's going out each month, and reach out with everybody, but
kind of hard right now.
I'm in the blind, I'm looking out inside right now.
Well, without anybody getting into the police department, it sounds like everybody's pretty much in the blind right now until we
Yeah,
know.
we are.
Dakota, can you think of any other line items? I can't.
I don't think so.
Can you, Melissa?
Y'all covered
You work with
maintenance
crime
on
board longer
cars?
than
Yeah, I've
anybody.
got that written down.
The majority is this right here.
That's gonna be another thing, how much of these vehicles, I mean, as long as these cars set, I'm sure they're gonna need new batteries.
Oil changes.
We're charged one, we've got one sitting out there unprotected that the charter's been on.
It's got a battery charger connected in there, at least for a month and a half for sure, hopefully.
So
that's
it
not
may
electric
be
system.
bummed.
And that's the brand new charger they just bought, here recently.
That Explorer's gonna be brakes, too.
Yeah.
No, not the
No.
Explorer,
Not the Explorer,
the Dodge
The
Spinner
Dodge Spinner.
brakes. I mean, brakes on it, it's back on the road, but that's easy to fix.
It's not expensive.
No, but
But if you got a battery that's fried your system,
I'm hoping it ain't that, I'm hoping it's not, I'm hoping it's just a tender, but getting it unplugged that battery charger is the best thing until then, but can't
is
get
it
it
still
good.
plugged in now?
Still
That
plugged
needs to
in.
be unplugged.
It's in the barn.
and the barn's locked.
So theoretically, the battery could blow, catch fire, and we can't get in there. Legally?
They can overheat the battery, I mean, I'm not a mechanic, but I mean, you can mess with the electrical
Yeah,
system.
you got your computer
Computers,
systems in there,
everything.
it could mess it all up.
Where is it at, the vehicle?
The barn,
It's right here behind,
It's in a barn that we can't get into?
It's locked
It's a combo lock.
until he gets hired officially. He can't get into it.
Yeah.
He's gotta do that, it's gotta be an official hire, and then if that happens, then he can start.
So I have like in there and get stuff done, but I can't touch anything until.
I did ask if we had had any of the, combinations, and Mayor said no.
Well, I guess.
why has he not turned it
Well,
over?
some of them, from what I got, we can't get until you
Until I
get.
get
Right.
officially with, you know, Tico and everything
Yeah,
else, which I understand
the
that part.
computer system, your evidence room, all that, that's a,
I don't even think we can even touch.
Well, I would say for liability reasons, it'd
Right.
be better to wait until he's officially hired.
Exactly.
before we
Yeah.
do
Right.
anything. So,
And just deal with whatever's in
My
there.
thing is, what's already done with that charger, I mean, it's already
It's
done,
already
it's already done. I mean, a few more weeks, whatever the case the most, and it didn't hurt anymore, it was already done.
Right.
It was done, is done. Worst case scenario.
Is there anything else we need to cover?
No, at the regular meeting, we'll discuss findings in the bank statements, and we'll discuss bank statements.
When are we gonna try to meet again? You're not gonna do it on a Friday afternoon, are you?
No.
I'm just picking it, he meant to do this on Thursday, is what he meant to
It
do.
really,
That's
this
no
is
problem.
supposed to be done.
kids.
Well, I was gonna say, what is are you gonna be able to before the next city council meeting?
The next one is the 26th. That's where we're gonna have this finalized.
Finalized.
Right, and that's the one y'all said that it's wrong on the paper, right? It's not gonna be here at City Hall.
So it's
it'll-
Thursday on the 26th.
Now, that one you're talking about is the 18th for the call meeting next week.
Okay, so- Okay, so the 18th, the called meeting for next week won't be at City Hall, it'll be at the community center?
Yes.
Okay.
Call meeting is.
And then the one on the, what's the next one after that?
26th.
26th, that one will be here or the community center?
Community center.
Community center. Okay, so both of the next meetings are at the community center. All right.
So,
I know this is a lot, but we may have to schedule it for the 22nd and then also do another one the 26th.
okay, that's fine.
So,
Two and,
because I can't get, the only date I could get now is next Friday.
right.
So we're gonna meet on the 22nd then?
Yeah, I'll try to get it set up for the 22nd, that way, and hopefully I should have this better laid out, and then I'll let everybody look at it, and
What time?
So we got a
What day?
meeting next Thursday?
yeah.
Next Thursday? What time?
Y'all got it at 4 if I'm not mistaken.
4, I thought this
Yeah.
was 4 o'clock.
Y'all wanna keep it at 4, or you wanna do 5?
It doesn't matter to me.
Me either.
I just for the public's sake that I would say, because I'm not going to be back until the city council meeting on that first one in October. For people, for transparency that everybody's talking about, I know y'all are going to try to have someone else to record all the meetings while I'm gone. But if they are not going to get off work to 5 o'clock, might I suggest y'all make them at a time where people can attend after work, if it works for y'all.
I mean, really, that one won't be too crazy either, we can do 5 if y'all
It's just kind of that final putting stuff together. What time do you wanna do it?
Let's do 5.
Okay.
That way. September 22nd, I'll get with
5 o'clock on the 22nd.
I'll get with the attorney, and that way we can get that official and put out there Monday.
And 26 is on at 4 o'clock too, or is it at 5?
The 26th?
Mm-hmm.
I gotta see what time they are doing their meeting.
Okay.
That meeting is at 7.
So we'll do
The 20
6.
Yeah.
The 26th is at 7. So what time are we gonna do ours?
We'll do ours an hour before.
6 p.m.
Wait, what time?
6.
6.
Okay.
November 26.
Okay.
By
Gotta
4
put it in
o'clock.
here, it won't happen, am I right?
This coming up Thursday.
Well, Bobby, what I'll do then for the news page for all, because I'm just looking at folks right now. I'll get with you once, because you're writing down all the dates, and I'm gonna start a calendar of events on the news page, just so people can reference it to see, because these are a lot of meetings, and I know a lot of people are following it. So I'll check with you too on that, just to get the final dates for all the meetings.
Anybody got anything else?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Can I say one thing?
Oh,
Yep.
Miss Bobby, I just wanted to say that since you come in, you kinda got thrown into the deep end head first with the crime control board and the city council. I think you're doing an amazing job.
Yes, thank you.
I think, there's a lot that's going on that you're doing that not a lot of people know. Now, I've heard about a phone call you got, but the majority of the citizens, they don't feel that way. We're glad you're here and we love that you are doing an amazing job.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
We appreciate you a lot.